What's up, my folks? Get your ass back in the barrel, Bullet. Hey, I got to go on K9s last night, and I ganked the wifey's phone. Her phone usually works better, but it wasn't working. Get in that barrel, boy. Come here, girl. Get up here. I hate checking her out, seeing how she's doing. Feeling better. Still kind of heavy. I'm gonna let her hunt again this weekend. It ain't that weight, that little extra weight ain't really hurting or nothing, and she ain't been getting tired fast or nothing. But anyway, I wanted to correct a few things. I was able to go in there and read a few comments. I seen Georgia made a few comments that was I mean, he was just mistaken. He wasn't trying to bullshit nobody or nothing. But you know, the first one that Bullet, you know, was 45 pounds. Nah, he's a 60-pound dog. That hog was just so big, Georgia, it made him look like a fucking 45-pounder, dude. That was a nice size hog. Real big, you know what I'm saying? But it just made him look that small to you. Tank might be 50 pounds, 45. Nah, he ain't even 45. He's 50, 51 right now probably. But anyway, oh, and the other one was that we bred Buster to Bubbles twice. We didn't breed them twice. You gonna jump off there? You gonna stand up there? We only bred them once. That was another litter. It was just in right there again. It's just mistaken. You were just miles apart, and years later, and fuck, man, we had 100 litters. You know what I'm saying? It was that was a different litter. You were thinking of bred similar, but different. Remember, we had all them other Chinaman dogs we were fooling with. But no, that just happened once. And they were pretty good dogs. I mean, they were fair dogs. I mean, I'll be honest about what my dogs are lacking. I mean, one of my favorite dogs in my life, she's asleep in my bed. That's what that breeding was. She's old now, but she gave me everything I could ever ask of her. They just, you know, with Buster now, not with other shit, but with Buster, it seemed like they lacked a little bit of they either lacked mouth or finish. Either one they would have done good if they would have had more finish. They had enough mouth if they'd have had more finish. And if they wouldn't have had finish, if they'd have had just more mouth, they could have done good. And if they had a little more durability, they were kind of not real durable dogs. But that's what happened with Khaleesi. I mean, they give you 100%. Khaleesi, I let her fuck around and blow herself up inside. You know what I'm saying? And you would never know that she would run herself to death. You would never know it though. They were pretty deep water dogs. I was liking what I mean, they were as good as 95% of the dogs I was in the world, you know. I'd say probably they just lacked a couple little things here and there, and they could have been world class. But it is what it is. I mean, that's how you learn. You got to pick apart what you're breeding and see what it's lacking and try to go with it. I mean, shit, we were trying all kinds of different stuff with different stuff, and dogs, inbreeding them, outbreeding, crossing them, all kinds of shit, trying to get the perfect shit. It's funny how things work out. You end up with, sometimes you just end up with what's right in your face, you know. That's just having an eye to see what your dogs lack. If your dog's lacking durability, you know, try to go for durability, you know. I mean, if they're lacking mouth, try to find some mouth that'll click with it. A lot of time mouth will come, but if you got a strain that's just not producing, it's just not going to produce mouth. You know what I'm saying? Not real mouth. If their talent, if their style, you know, they're not really intelligent, try to put intelligence. That's the whole key, you know what I'm saying? And I just found that it didn't really work by going after bloodlines. I happened to see individual dogs with those traits, or dogs that produce those traits that I like. You know, kind of like I was getting a lot of dogs that were real durable, real hard mouthy dogs, real good finish, but they were really dumb. You know what I'm saying? They weren't real smart. They weren't real, you know, intelligent. Or you get a real intelligent, real fancy, nice dog with a good ability and all that shit, but they'd be paper thin, wouldn't be durable worth a fuck, you know? There's always something. It's hard to get that total package. And there's a couple rumors I wanted to go ahead and put to bed on that, on some of these dogs that's in the pedigrees. One was, and I've heard this several times, and I've heard it, I got an email recently asking about the dog, is the Rebel dog. That Rebel dog was a good little dog, man. He was a good little dog for sure. Don't listen to that bullshit rumor. That's some fabricated bullshit. I'm telling you right now, that's not true. That Rebel dog's a good dog. Now I got dogs off of, and I'm telling you right now, I had dogs off of both of them. I just bred to the Walker dog because I seen attributes in him that I wanted to incorporate. You understand what I'm saying? The same way as the other one. I mean, they both had good attributes to give you what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? But no, there wasn't. Actually, I liked Rebel Style the most. So anyway, to put that rumor to bed, that's all that is. That's a bullshit. I mean, and I'll tell anybody that. But you know, them were good dogs. But oh yeah, and I wanted to tell Canine. I just gonna drop this little video real quick to answer him because I didn't get a reply. I do want to talk to that fella. I mean, it's hard finding that shit that's staying true and working, and people have done it right. You know, a lot like so many bloodlines that get scattered out and like Skittles, and when that happens, it ain't very long, and that whole shit ain't nothing but curves. You know what I'm saying? That's what everyone thinks of them. So I see he's kept it, you know, kept it right, and I like how it's funny. He's crossed it back in the back of some of them. I used to cross to that blonde jolly stuff too. That same shit, same exact shit. So yeah, I would like to have a word with him, and we might could work something out, and you know, solidified something without making it too inbred, where we don't lose nothing. You know what I mean? And but we keep the same family with just two different strands, which really they're not that different. I mean, he's got some Fargo blood in his, and ours is predominantly just Turtle Buster blood, and there is a difference, and he'll know what I'm talking about. The Fargo blood is a lot rougher than the pure Turtle Buster blood, I'll admit that. But I'm liking the gameness I'm getting off the Turtle Buster stuff. I like it a lot, so I can add the roughness and the durability in them. I've proved that. It took me 10 years to do it. I'm not going to lie and tell you shit happens overnight. It's literally took me 10 years. This has been like, you know, it's not something that happens real easy. But I'm finally getting what I like out of it. But I damn sure don't want to lose the Turtle Buster side. That's why I did freeze Buster. And oh, and that's another thing. I had a couple people email me. I was going through them and seen y'all asking about frozen semen off a Buster. No, I don't want to sell none, man. I ain't being rude about it, but I only got so much. And I might not be able to get back down there to get another one from him. So I really like to hang on to it while I can, because I got people were asking about seeing the puppies off of Rusty and Big Mama. Those dogs are ones with Gab and ones with my buddy Jeremy in the Bayou. They're doing good. I'll get some pictures from them, but they're doing good, and the plan is if them dogs do good, to bring some of that frozen out and go back into them with it, and then later on, you know, something down the line off of something else going back in with it. But I may seriously, I'm gonna have some fun with her this month or next month. She probably ain't due to come back in heat for a while, man. I think she been through 2 heats, so I'm gonna have some fun with her, and I may end up breeding this bitch back to Buster and doubling it up, which them dogs take a long time to turn on. I ain't gonna lie. Last time I did it, it took them a long time to turn on. But once they turned on, they were fucking really, really good dogs. So, but a lot of them dogs got stolen anyway. That fucking, basically the whole litter got stolen, and the first time, you know. But when you double up, it takes a while for them to turn on, that's for sure. But this is just a little, this has got a little dynamite in there and a little outlaw. It might be different, but we've tried it, and I liked them a lot, actually. They were almost perfect. They were a little thin skinned, little bit fine haired, you know, like Tank. He's kind of caught that too. But I'm thinking with some of this, maybe it'll add back to it. But that was about the only thing I could think that I didn't like about them doubled up ones, is that they could have been a little more durable, but their insides was good and durable. You know what I'm saying? They could hunt hard and not fucking have their kidneys fail on you or nothing. And they had pretty good wind. But anyway, I was just answering back a few of them things. I didn't, you know how people are fickle in dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to correct that for anyone. Like I said, we had a lot of litters at one time that I was going through trying to figure this shit out and find out what I liked and go through and try to replace dogs that I had lost. Because eventually, if you inbreed too much, you go back to nothing also, and that's what happened to me. You lose something, you start losing shit, so you got to be able to keep it. And then if you get too far away from your blood that you can't keep the recipe going. So there's a lot to it, and you know, I know people talk on that a lot, but there is a lot to it, and it's a lot more than just. It's the little things you got to, you know. Somebody say I like gameness, mouth, and ability. Well. Okay, what about good teeth? What about good, strong titanium strength bones? What about a good hide of leather when something rolls up on him, he ain't split him like a fucking paper thin? What about good ears that don't get infected all the time? You know what I'm saying? You got to get it all deep in that shit, and you can't do it by looking at papers. It just don't work that way. So it takes time, I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, my folks, y'all take care and y'all keep on bulldogging.